one priest I cared for when I came to Danbury years ago. He was a fairly young man at the time, and very vibrant and very much alive, and very engaging. Told great stories. He must have been the life of many a party. And then he became ill, and I took care of him for many years, and actually not too long ago attended his wake. And over the years, I watched the disease take its toll on him. And there were a few things that I remember about the visits that were always seemed to be part of the visit. The first would be a fairly vigorous complaint about my bill. He would take issue with the fact, didn't want to hear that he was a Medicare patient, and he just wanted to know, how could you bill this much money? You only spent 3 minutes with me, and the usual stuff. And then the second, I think, common element of the visits was a lingering doubt that I really knew what I was talking about. He always seemed to want to tell me, are you sure about this? Doesn't sound right. It's not what I read on the internet. But he was a wonderful, wonderful man. I really did grow to love him very much. And then towards the end of his life, he really did begin to struggle mightily and had to go into a nursing home. And he still wanted to come to every visit, despite how very impaired he was. He still wanted to get wrapped up and strapped to a stretcher and come by ambulance and spend some time with me. And towards the end of his life, he had virtually lost the ability to speak, and he couldn't walk. He really couldn't swallow. His mental faculties were failing him, and at times he was suffering from hallucinations. So at one point, I realized that the end was really very near. I think he realized that as well. And I said to him, Father, I don't know quite what else I can offer you in terms of medicines. I've adjusted the medicines, I've added and I've subtracted, and I've done what I can. I'd like to offer the possibility that perhaps I can help you by praying with you. But I need to know what it is you pray for, so that somehow our prayers could be joined. So tell me, what do you ask God? And he said something that I couldn't hear because he could barely get the words out. So I said, could you repeat that for me? And I leaned down and put my ear right next to his mouth. And I said, say it again. And he said, I pray for tolerance. And I was so struck by that. He didn't pray for relief from suffering. He didn't pray for quick death. He didn't pray for a magical cure. He prayed for tolerance. Now, tolerance is defined as the capacity to endure pain and suffering. And I have never been more moved or inspired by an example of someone carrying the cross and just transcending that pain and suffering.